San Antonio has proven time and time again it is a canvas for culinary artists, a fertile ground for flavors and traditions from every corner of the globe. Buckle up, folks. Today is a place where memory meets innovation, where childhood nostalgia is spun into culinary gold. Welcome to Carriqui. This restaurant is as tasty and delicious as it is beautiful. In a 200-year-old building that was saved and preserved in an area called the Pearl. This restaurant is smack in the middle, and it represents everything that the Pearl is all about. There are several restaurants that you have to check out there, but Carriqui is a must-stop. We're back keeping it real. I'm your hungry host, Greg Grunberg. Today we explore the magic of cooking with ingredients from our own backyard, the magic of transforming simplicity into yummy sophistication. So I walk into the place and immediately I spot this guy at the bar eating churros, my kind of guy. And he's washing it all down with a margarita. I had to sit down with Marcus. Why is everybody talking about San Antonio right now?
I think just because it's growing so much. You know, I think everyone thinks about Austin being like the booming town, but I think San Antonio definitely right now is a place to be.
San Antonio is keeping it as real as this tres leches.
Yes.
This is unbelievable.
Exactly.
Okay, Marcus, we're getting you a spoon.
Yeah.
This was an old building. This was a building that was preserved. It was historic. And look at it now.
So much heritage here.
Yep.
The food's amazing. The people are great. Everyone's so friendly. It's definitely a family feel here in San Antonio.
That's the other thing I'm getting.
Yes, yeah. Definitely somewhere you have to visit for sure.
I love it. Thank you for sharing your desserts with me.
Of course.
What's your favorite kind of food that you love?
Vegan food.
And what's your favorite thing to get here?
Oh, definitely the steak here.
The steak.
For a 16-ounce ribeye.
Look at you guys. Vegan steak. I love it. Because I can go, I love both. How this city has changed. It seems like it's it's booming, it's exciting.
Especially over the last few years. Our culinary scene is getting a lot more distinction. Recently got that UNESCO City of Gastronomy designation.
Love that. You guys ever been to the Jerk Shack?
Oh, yeah.
So good.
Nicole's doing amazing things.
Yes, look at you. You're a foodie. I love it. Where do you see the city going?
Our housing market is cooling off a bit. The big confusing part for me is that as more people were enjoying remote work, this is the biggest city that just has all the amenities. We still get those Broadway shows down at the Majestic and have our SA Philharmonic light things up over at the previously at Tobin Center and now the First Baptist Church. Just one of those places where you can still have access to all of the those nice amenities.
And it also seems scalable. It seems like that's not going to be a problem here. Downtown here is super cool, but the areas around downtown are just as cool. I mean, we're in one of the areas. It's I don't know. I just love the energy that's happening here. So what do we have here?
This is our frozen margaritas.
Thank you for letting me crash. You feel like you're at home. If your home were the most beautiful place on earth with the most delicious food available and the drinks and the dessert. And this is the beautiful bird picture again. By the way, this is a Carriqui. I'm going to assume it means best restaurant I've ever been in because this place rocks. Let's get back to the food. This kitchen was like a culinary masterpiece in and of itself. It was so beautiful. And it's all glass, so the customers can watch the best food that you're about to have as it's being made. It's like a show, and everybody's good looking. Why is that? I've done my time on these shows where everybody's better looking than me. I don't need it here on my food show. Can we book a restaurant where everyone's ugly, please? Jaime.
How's it going?
Jeff, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Is there a more beautiful kitchen?
I don't think so.
Is it ever lost on you? I mean, I'm walking in here. I haven't been in too many, but it is stunning.
Thank you so much. It's a lot of work. The guests can see us, so trying to keep up with the visibility line of sight for our guests.
You ever have that frustration that we see sometimes on the food show where it's like, what are you doing? Like, or do you try and keep it all, just keep everybody mellow?
It's a cultural thing, a new culture, right? This perceived value that chefs are a certain way.
Yeah.
Me, it's like, well, I want to be the opposite of that.
Chef Jaime, this guy belongs on a food show. So well-spoken, such an amazing chef. Chef Jaime is a master at creating an atmosphere that feels like a home.
I truly believe in like keeping culture alive. San Antonio is a cultural city.
Yeah.
And so for me, it's like, if we don't keep these things alive, they will die. This building is over 100 years old.
Yeah.
How do I tie the food back to something along with history and the things that mean something? All of our tables are different woods from Texas. The same thing we do with our woods that we use for actually grilling and smoking. We use different cuts of wood in order to get different flavors. Our cabrito is cooked with pecan, our chicken with mesquite, our brisket with post oak. You get different smoke flavors throughout all of them.
I love that. So what's on the green beans?
So we're gonna do a little bit of vinegar here,
Okay.
some salt,
Salt,
some pepper.
pepper. That smells great already. Yes,
This
please.
is a lime and cilantro crema that we put on here.
What do we have here? What did you just put on there?
So on top of there's some corn nuts. Those are house-made corn nuts that we do. The color of them are purple.
Oh, God. Oh, man, come on. Those are not regular green beans, dude. Green beans? I'm a fan of green beans. Those are elevated. Those were incredible. And as you saw, simple, fresh. How is this an experiment? Do you have sort of a lab?
This is a restaurant where I want my staff to be able to collaborate, be open to ideas. Just for me, it makes them more interested in actually wanting to come do something when they've been a part of the dish itself. It's like you have a sense of pride. It's like that I had something to do with that.
Yes.
Make my staff be inspired.
I'm gonna take credit for those green beans. What? I was there when it happened. They have a state-of-the-art smokehouse right there. Keeping it smoky. They've got one of these. What do they call it? What did he call it? So this whole thing goes down.
Yeah.
There's a huge difference between being in the ground and just letting it cook.
Yeah, I mean, suffocating it. Basically, it allows this heat to gradually cook the meat to tenderize it. And then this is where we hold our briskets here. Majority of restaurants will hold a brisket anywhere between 10 to 18 hours.
Oh, I didn't know
Ours we
that.
hold for 14.
Wow.
12 to 14 hours.
A brisket locker. I wanted to put my name on the locker. Can I just have a little section that says Grunny? Don't touch?
This is a vertical box as opposed to like majority of, say, barbecue restaurants, Texas. They all cook in tanks. And that is a horizontal cook. So when in those tanks, you have heat that travels and smoke that travels above and below the brisket. So it's more of an even cook.
I was
As
gonna
you
say-
cook, you have to move them.
I was gonna say, so
like
you're
chess
moving them
pieces.
around. Right.
Well, not me, my
staff.
brother Mark.
Right, exactly.
The pit master.
Right. Cheers.
Salud.
Talk to me about the deliciousness that we've got on the table here.
This is a simple dish. It's a tostada with a little bit of chipotle on the bottom. #1 tuna that's been tossed in a citrus ponzu or a magi.
Ooh.
And then a little shaved jicama with cucumber and crispy garlic.
Yeah. From the onion, the freshness of the fish, everything. And it's perfectly crisp. Like, these are not hard to bite into, but they've got a real good snap.
We make them in-house.
It may be my favorite thing I've had in San Antonio so far. I keep saying that everywhere I go.
We do a fresh Texas redfish ceviche. If you're looking for a lot of freshness, this is it.
So what fish do we have in here?
Redfish,
Redfish and octopus.
correct. And then you want some heat?
Yes.
That's it right there. Try that.
That is so good. This is like a bagel lox and cream cheese for me.
That's the brisket we saw earlier. On the outside of this, we do a rub, which is out of dried chilies. So we do a blend of chilies. There's ancho chile, guajillo, cascabel, morita, pasilla. And so all these chilies combined naturally have dry smoke flavor.
Right.
When you put them into the smoker and pick up smoke flavor, it just changes the game. Underneath is actually mancha manteles, which is a fruit-forward mole.
Now remember, I'm comparing this to Helen Klein, my nanny, who taught me how to make brisket.
I'll let her win.
Come on. That is so good.
And to me, that's the thing. I'm not trying to compete with elite barbecue restaurants. I just want to do a good piece of meat.
Yeah, that's better than a good piece of meat food. What is your story, dude? I know. I say the word dude too much. I apologize. But I'm from California. I can't help myself. Hey, you guys have a Texas accent, okay? So we're even.
When I first got here to San Antonio, and it's grown so much on me, there's so much more evolving of food, and that's just from people coming to San Antonio. And now people are asking for these things. I was gonna raise a family, and for me, it was a perfect place. It's a growing back in the time that I moved.
So am I wrong in assuming, though, because the feeling that I get in this city, it's very familial, it's very family-oriented?
For me, it's going to be a huge part of San Antonio being in the map as a culinary destination. San Antonio has a lot to offer. And this feeling that you get when you're in the city is like the best part about it. Human connection. How can you find nicer people? We gotta be nicer to each other. San Antonio feels that way.
Yeah, it does. I love this guy. I felt like I knew Chef Jaime. After we stopped rolling, we talked for 2 hours. We're both family men. We both pride ourselves on trying to work hard and do the right thing, and he is doing both of those things. Looking at 5 years from now, looking at 10 years from now, San Antonio.
I want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of that groundbreaking movement when the city actually starts to get more recognition for what they have to offer. It's a great place. I see this restaurant hopefully for another 100 years.
All right, I'm coming back. Thank you for everything you're doing for San Antonio.
Thank you so much.
Especially for what you're doing for me. I will never forget this meal. I'll never forget this time with you. You're a special guy, man.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here.
Oh, I love it. Chef Jaime, if you're watching, I miss you.
That was weird.
That's not weird. Why is that weird? So until we meet again, stay hungry, stay curious, and stay ready for more journeys. I gotta go back to shooting a TV show, but I'll be back because I'm still hungry to bite down and keep it real right here in San Antonio.